Welcome to Awesome Feature Friday from AllThingsCX. In this video, we're going to take a look at the CXone landscape and the differences between Max and CXone Agent. So I'm just going to bring our Max agent into view. And if you have been a Nice CXone in Contact, RingCentral Contact Center, Verizon Contact Center, other flavors are available, Contact Center user for the past nearly 10 years now, you will be used to Max. Max has been around for a long time. It's very functional, has a lot of capabilities, but it is being moved on from. So the Max interface, you'll see it takes up a set amount of space on our desktop here. I have a lot of different functionality within here. However, if I'd wanted to adopt the new digital experience channels from Nice, then I would have a second digital area within Max, which isn't necessarily conducive to a great agent experience, therefore not a great customer experience either. So the team at Nice over the last few years have put together CXone Agent, which I'm going to bring into view here. I'm showing it in the full view here. The idea with CXone Agent is you do utilize the entirety of your desktop. I'm going to show you a few other things whilst we go through this demo. So let's look at some of the differences here. I am just going to generate a call into my Max agent so we can see what that looks like. So apologies, there's going to be some spinning plates here while I mute everything down. And we'll mute that on both ends. And you'll see when I am connected to a call, I haven't got the user ID here because I'm just generating a call in the system, but I've got hold, I've got mute, I've got record, I've got mask, depending on what permissions you've given your agents, of course. And I have my transfer, my commit, my launch. Again, if you've put functions behind a launch button, they would be there. The good news is none of this changes with CXone Agent. All of those functions are there. What I'm going to do is we'll keep that call up, and I'm just going to make a call to myself. I'm going to answer that elsewhere on my desktop. And I'll just mute that down as well. And you'll see when we're on this phone call, we have hold, we have mute, we have our masking, we have our recording, we have our consult, transfer, we have keypad. If we had launch, it would be over here on the left-hand side. So in the interest of not having awful audio, I'm just going to hang up both of those calls. And we'll go back to this state here. Now, one thing you can see straight away on the CXone Agent is I've got a number of other interactions running across some of the 30+ channels that Nice supports. This is the beauty of it. It's one single inbox, one single view for the user now. I can juggle between my voice and my chat and my socials here. And with the 24.3 release, we can now lock down to be just working a chat or just working voice, for example, rather than being peppered by other channels, which is a really nice addition. Other things that are big changes within are we have the app space. So here I have my customer details. If I go to WG here, for example, if we have enabled the customer details panel, then you're going to see all types of details here. So I've got my history across different channels, for example. I've got my notes. I can add notes as an agent if I wish. We can also look at the different channels they've interacted with. I'm only on one channel here. I could start to aggregate certain users together, for example. So I might bring this together with my WhatsApp. So I'm now going to look for myself. And I'll bring it in with my Facebook, or potentially I'm going to look for Benny and we'll bring it together with that Twitter profile. You can see there that's merged and we've now got history across those. Other things that you only get in CXone Agent that you don't see in Max is this agent timer. So you can now set on a per skill basis. So it might be you put all of your digital channels into one skill, or you put different channels, different email addresses, different chats into individual skills. You can put timers for how long the agent should be responding within. And that's both your initial and ongoing within a conversation, and also how long for your customer. And if your customer goes over a certain amount of time, then you close that down essentially. If I had quick replies, they would be within here. We can see we've got one. I'm just going to pop that in there. And we're using some variables as well. So that will get sent to our customer accordingly. Again, we can see our contact history. This is everything that we have worked on across different channels. We can go into search. I will show you another view of this that looks even better. Contacts in queue. So this is very similar to this view here. We have our address book, our directory, we have our schedule. We don't have anything scheduled here. The one anomaly that hasn't yet been introduced is this WEM tab is still an iframe. It's still the previous generation that you would have seen in Macs as well. But you can put custom workspaces. The whole idea with this contact card is you start to utilize it with the integrations that Nice are now offering, bringing data from a plethora of different CRMs, for example, into one place. So this becomes an aggregator of your customer data as well. In terms of look and feel, I can also, if I like Macs the way it was and nice and small, once I get past a certain size, it's about 330 from what I recall, then we go into this compact mode and everything still works the same. It's just when I am then replying to one of my customers, it's just in a narrow view. Let's go back to full screen. And then you'll see down the left-hand side, we've got our contact history. We have our search. So this is our interaction search. So if you are working digital channels and one of the things you really wanted on the legacy channels was to have the ability to cherry pick, for example, you can now do that. You can set the permissions. If I reset this down, we can see every interaction that is waiting that I can then assign to different people as I need to. We can see that based on messages, customers, threads. This keeps getting better with every release. It only came into GA around about April, May 2023. So constant evolution from Nice there. So I've got my queue here as well for digital and for the voice and the work items. I've got my directory. We don't have anything built there. These are those other panels you were seeing. My network settings, so I can see straight away, I can hover and see I'm on a good connection at the moment, which is great. I've got my AV. I can decide, I mean, I'm a turn every notification off kind of person, but you can decide what you want this to work on. A 24 timer, that's got to be turned on, for example, whether you open different things. You've got all your keyboard shortcuts. So if you are someone that uses the keyboard to navigate around, you have all of that. You have your information, so what release you're on, all that kind of good stuff. What your total limits are, and your agent skills. Makes life nice and easy there. You have your custom workspace. If we had any CRMs or performance management, for example, that sits there. And then you have the more, where you can pin further things if you want to. So you can see here, Copilot, Agent Assist, all that kind of stuff that is dotted around the Nice estate. So if you are still using Macs, speak to the team at Nice or your partner or your vendor about how you get on to CXone Agent, because it really is now the agent experience where you want your agents to be as they are handling interactions. So we'll say goodbye to Macs for now. We'll say hello again to CXone Agent, and we'll see you again soon on another awesome Feature Friday. Thank you for joining us.